Welcome to I Read It, where we feature a new cool story every day. Subscribe to the channel and tap the notifications bell for new content. In today's story, Fugama tells how he fricked up by revealing that he had secretly hid in his roommate's closet during his pre-bedtime ritual. I lived with two roommates in a 3-bedroom apartment during college. We'll call them Ned and Ethan. The three of us became great friends and partook in standard college debauchery, to include pranks. The most common recurring prank was laying in wait somewhere in the apartment with an acoustic guitar, ready to bust out Adam Sandler's at a medium pace, Google it, at the most unexpected time. Everyone thinks they're hilarious in college, I know. The most common locations for this were the living room closet, under the kitchen table, or some other common area of the apartment. But one night, my self decided to kick it up a notch, hide in Ned's bedroom closet, wait until he was just about to fall asleep, and then hit him with the crass sounds of Adam Sandler on my Washburn 6-string. Trying this sort of shenanigan on a random college student would be suicide, but Ned was no random college student. Ned was the milquetoast soft-hearted teddy bear that all the ladies loved, but none of them would date. Ned would drive 3 hours home every weekend and bring back a casserole that his parents still cooked for him. Ned never talked bad about anyone behind their back, always tried to pick up the tab at the bar, and would be sure that everyone had a sober ride home. In short, Ned was the kid that every quixotic parent wishes their angel would be when they send them off to college. So, to me, that meant that whenever Ned shut his door at night, he changed into a neatly pressed set of pajamas, humbly consumed an 8 ounces glass of tap water, and retired to bed. So, I grabbed my guitar, turned off my bedroom light, shut my door, so that he'd think I had gone to bed early, and snuck into Ned's bedroom to position myself in his closet. It was a reach-in closet with the accordion doors that had the horizontal slats at a 45-degree pitch. Ned's bed was on the opposite side of the room from the closet, so I'd have an adequate acoustic buffer between myself and Ned, in case I accidentally shifted my weight and made a subtle noise. But directly next to the closet, literally 1 foot of distance from myself, was Ned's computer and desk. Ned came into his room for the evening, shut his door, turned off the light, and sat directly down at his computer. Due to the 45-degree angle of the closet slats, I could see the computer monitor on his desk perfectly from my head level down to the desk level. The 12-inch proximity of Ned spiked my adrenaline, and I began to control my breathing. My back was pressed against coat hangers, and I had to diligently muffle an acoustic guitar to avoid giving away my position. Ned loaded up his email for some nightly reading, and I had convinced myself that everything was now just a waiting game. As Ned closed his email though, my gleeful, mischievous anticipation promptly transitioned. Ned did not reach for his glass of water. Ned did not opt for the pajamas. Ned did not leave his desk. Ned reached for a box of tissues, navigated his browser to a site that specialized in the sex of large black women, and dropped trout. A million regretful thoughts immediately went through my panicked brain, but it was too late. If I make myself known now, he'd be immensely embarrassed and angry that I had just violated his privacy. But if I didn't speak up now, chances are I'd have to reveal myself after he was done doing the deed at some point, which means he would have rubbed one out while his roommate had a line of sight 12 inches away. So, I was just stuck there, frozen, trying to remain motionless and silent, while Ned flogged the dolphin mere inches away. It felt like I was breathing down his neck while he was stroking it. My hands began to cramp as I awkwardly held the guitar in a way that wouldn't generate an ounce of noise. My legs began to jitter as I compensated for the awkward position of my back against coat hangers. Seconds turned into minutes and minutes felt like hours as I waited for him to finish, not knowing how the hell I was going to make it out of his room without him noticing. After Ned's satisfactory groan of pleasure in tandem with a rhythmic plop 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 onto a Kleenex, it felt like my guilt had transitioned from a misdemeanor to a felony, and my knees were jittering so hard that I had already started rehearsing an apology in my head for when he inevitably heard a noise from his closet. Ned promptly got into bed on the opposite side of the room, and I had started to evaluate my decision in life, and the real possibility of spending the entire damn night inside of his closet. All critical thinking had revealed 0 other courses of action, until I remembered my cell phone was in my pocket. But with 2 hands stifling an acoustic guitar and 0 room to maneuver, how would I get the phone out of my pocket? Somehow, I did, and I texted Ethan in the next room over. Fugama, in Ned's closet, was trying to do a medium pace gag. Ned started wanking before I could start. Now I'm stuck in the closet and can't get out. Need help. Ethan, LOL right. Fugama, Ethan, I'm dead serious. I need you to help create a distraction for Ned so that I can GTFO of this closet and back into my room without him noticing. Ethan, we're going to need to have a talk later. Right around then our landline phone rang. Yeah, they were still on the tail end of existing in 2005. It was 10:45 p.m. on a Thursday, but I could hear Ethan answering it loudly and obviously. Hello? Why yes, Ned is here. Is everything okay? Ned. Ned, come here, phone for you. Ned rolled over in bed and immediately took the bait. How this never raised suspicion, I'll never know. It was a cordless phone. There was no need for Ned to walk all the way out of his room to the kitchen. But thank God he did. I bolted out of that closet and retreated back to my room, and Ned was none the wiser, as he went to take a phone call that some stranger had conveniently disconnected right as he got there. I was forever in debt to Ethan for saving my A, and we never told Ned. That is, of course, until last weekend, 13 years later, when we were both in Ned's wedding. There was a fun pre-wedding bachelor activity with the groomsmen where we all had to list something we found interesting about Ned and put it into a hat for a groomsman to pick out of a hat. 4 beers in, I was convinced by Ethan to write that he enjoys a sex with large black women because it would make a fun bachelor story over 10 years after the fact. But of course, that's not what happened. The best man decided it would be more fun to, without warning, switch things up, and swap hats with the maid of honor, so that we'd be reading the brides, and they'd be reading Ned's. And of course, there was a larger black woman as a bridesmaid on the other side of the aisle who just happened to freaking draw that out of the damn hat. I didn't even know her name. I had actually never even met the bride until the wedding weekend. The bridesmaid read it aloud, mortified, and tried to brush it off as an intentional joke, targeted at her in poor taste. Ned, however, looked like everyone in the room had just seen him naked. He immediately pulled all of his groomsmen aside and asked us who had put that into the hat. I immediately confessed and explained the story from 2005. Ethan and I waited for Ned to chuckle, smirk, or brush it off as a ridiculous moment in history, but apparently it was still too soon. We were both relieved of our ceremonial Bible verse reading duties that day and had to give apologies to his bride and the bridesmaid. What do you think about this story? Let me know in the comments section. Help us grow so more people will join us. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.